Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be especially unpopular amongst women.
I'm Gray Mars. Break a record by being with 100 men in one day. And right after she was done, she recorded a documentary.
I'm a vegan weed. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
And I'm Enzo. Bringing up in my lives is they're like, oh well, he's violating the Constitution by having a meme coin and him making money off it in office and everything like that. I was like, if that was the case, like there would be lawsuits up the ass and impeachment inquiry.
I'm skeptic. Like I always say, don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights.
I'm Mia. That's not a correct power dynamic in my mind. Typically, the people that are trying to be removed are not in control. That's why they're easily being removed.
The government, states, they start putting these RICO acts on Diddy, all of these guys, and try to put it on these ongoing criminal organizations. I ain't never seen the government put a RICO act on the KKK.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You got to acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened.
If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
I think when it comes to the woman, if a man takes charge and he shows that he's logical,
same people. That's number two. That's all theater. This is WWF.
Here's the love. Here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah! Hey, Suanna.
She's not listening.
Hey, come up. You need to listen to your nana. Go ahead, baby. Girl, you crazy now. Hey, me Ma. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? Good. All right now. Hey, you lost, boss?
No, I'm going to the race.
What race?
NASCAR race.
You going to NASCAR?
Yes, sir. A little bit.
You ain't lost, is you?
No, I'm good. I'm going to the race, sir.
Sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Find something safe to do, boy. Yeah. If liquor don't kill us, much. Oh, that fucker will go. I see. Dan Arthur.
Randy Van Devin.
Dan Arthur. Oh, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Doc.
You muted, Ken.
What up? It's Ken Billions. What's happening? What's good?
So that was Drewski. Drewski was dressed up as a white man, and he went to a NASCAR race. A lot of people say, it's a double standard. Slim, you just was called a white man in the group chat, and you're black. So how do you feel about what Drewski did?
I loved it, man. I think that joint was funny as hell. The whole NASCAR thing, that was funny. Where you going, boy? It was classic, man. I mean, hey, Drewski having fun, man. Why not?
For sure. What about you, Izzo? Is it a double standard? Because I saw Theo Vaughn say, and I know him and Drewski cool, but he was like, "Oh, I need to go get my Jerry curl and makeup." So I don't know if it was, them working together, but do you think it's a double standard?
I mean, I can see why it could be a double standard because, just imagine Tropic Thunder coming out today, Robert Downey Jr. playing blackface right now in 2025. Everybody would lose their mind about that. But I was thinking that was Drewski. I was like, no way. I go, it sounds just like him. I was like, that's the hillbilly version of Drewski. So that's funny as shit, knowing that. I didn't know that. I've seen that video all over, though.
Yeah. Dot, what about you?
I think comedic license allows you to get away with a lot of things. So people gave Robert Downey Jr. Nobody gave Robert Downey Jr. a hard time about Tropic Thunder because it was funny. You know what I mean? So I think one of the biggest things is you also have to be funny if you're going to do it. So if you get out here and it's racy and you're not funny, you know what I mean? You're putting yourself in a precarious position. I think comedians don't have any out of bounds for them. They'll touch on anything. And as long as it's funny, they might get some backlash, but the majority of people will give them a pass for a lot of things.
Ken?
What would be the double standard? I mean, American history shows minstrel shows. You know what I'm saying? If I watch Gods of Egypt, it'll be a straight European dude playing a historically melanated role, right? So I don't understand what would be the double standard when, white Americans showed up in blackface before. I mean, that's historical fact. So I don't even know what the double standard would be.
For sure. So we go jump straight into the topic because a lot we got to cover today. So this is Anna Pauluna. She's actually from my district, and somebody I know she took to the White House to help with beach renourishment, but she is a Republican, and she says she's a Republican because her cousin got shot. But this is what she had to say about Epstein.
33,000 pages that have been released. I have to at least look over some of them. I'd like to get through all of them before I decide whether or not I'm going to do that, but I think that they've basically released everything except for the victim information, which obviously we don't release that. One thing to note that today when we were actually talking to some of the victims, one of the women stated that at 14 when Epstein started to victimize her, that she has no recollection of some of the stuff that was done to her. She's hoping to find that out so that she can actually bring it to her therapist and continue the healing process in regards to the damage and the trauma that was caused to her. So, but from what I'm being told, from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of very wealthy, bad people. It's actually scary to hear some of the stuff that was brought forward. And so I think the only way to collectively attack this is as a group and as a whole, meaning that Democrats and Republicans have to work together and back home or subpoenas, because I think this is going to be pretty hairy.
Is there more information beyond these 33,000 pages?
Well, there's going to be names. The attorneys kept emphasizing you need to follow up on the names. These girls are not just making this up. These are some of the wealthiest people probably in the world. and we'll start from there.
So they named individual people that are part of the
Apparently, in these files that just dropped, I have not been able to look over all the files. Again, there's 33,000
I'm talking about
pages
the meeting.
long.
In the meeting,
There are some people named, yes.
were there any public officials that they named?
No, but very, very wealthy people have been named.
Can you name out them?
They told us not to because they don't want those people to start basically burning files. So I think this is going criminal investigation for sure. I will say that what's been released, obviously the American people have wanted for a long time. Kudos to the DOJ for getting it to us. I know that some of the delay was due to redacting victim information, and so we'll see where it goes from here.
So, Ken, how do you feel about her saying that it's wealthy people in the Epstein files?
Well, of course it is, but I'm just okay. My only question is, what do working class people want to happen? If all these names are leaked, what would the working class people want to happen? Does the working class want the same people that we say is corrupt and there's no justice? Do you want those people to prosecute those people? Like, what do you want to happen? Because the really people that really care about this are the working class. Okay, cool. So what does the working class want to happen, and what are the working class gonna do when you find out your favorite celebrities, your favorite entertainers have sexual deviancies and proclivities that will blow your mind? What are you gonna do, and what do you want to happen?
For sure. The reason I played her is because she's accusing of Epstein of being a spy, but this is what she had to say.
The biggest thing that stands out to me is the victims themselves have stated that this is a lot bigger than I think anyone anticipated. We are obviously going to be requesting the SARS reports from Treasury, and also too following up on that. There are some very rich and powerful people that need to go to jail. I think everyone's been frustrated as to why that hasn't happened before. But it is very much so a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence asset working for our adversaries. But also, too, I think the questions that we have is how much did our own government know about it? And so there's more to follow, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from the chairman momentarily. But I do applaud the victims from coming forward, because we heard from a woman who was as young as 14 years old when she was victimized multiple times by Jeffrey Epstein. So that's hard to hear.
Will you sign the discharge petition, the massive discharge petition?
I think that the files will probably be released prior. I don't know why Comer hasn't. I think that he should do it, so it wouldn't even have to come to a vote. But I mean, obviously, I've been a huge advocate, even when I was the only one in Congress calling for the release of this file. So I think I'd be happy to, yes. Thank you.
What do they call for the victims today?
Doc, how do you feel about her saying that Jeffrey Epstein is a spy?
I hate when anybody puts something on somebody's jacket and they don't have no proof. Like, so that's just my biggest thing for a lot of people. It's just like jumping to conclusions for people. Like, if you got all the proof and stuff like that, give it to the people to support your, how you feel. Is he a spy? I don't know, but I'm saying you're part of the government. You're working in the government. If you have these things you had to file, get a proof to the people. It'd be a lot more speculation when I think these people put all this time into this. Jeffrey Epstein got convicted in 2019? We still ain't solved the homeless problem, children in poverty, starving, So I think it's things that, we could actually work towards, but we spend so much time speculating the lifestyle of the rich and the famous.
For sure. So basically, they thought he was a spy for Israel. So this is how it's explained.
Flees to Israel while he negotiates his deal with Acosta. Some question why he was allowed to even keep his passport while his team is undergoing negotiation with the federal government.
Can you explain how normal that is?
That is not normal. Yeah. So that is extremely not normal.
If you have money like that, you're a flight risk.
We do know that he was found with false passports that were inside of his house in New York City. So it's possible that he even...
what do you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Can you Google it, please, Joey? In the age of the barcode, there's no false passport, okay? When's the last time you guys flew into America? Do you know how much biometric data and all that stuff is there? It's like, this is not happening.
But like CIA can issue passports.
Yeah, CIA can issue a passport under that will clear State Department.
Which would confirm the connections to intelligence.
So September 2007, Alex Acosta offers Epstein non-prosecution agreement despite massive evidence of a trafficking ring that crosses state lines, a textbook definition of a federal case.
While he's here or while he's away?
While he's in Israel. He must spend 18 months in the Palm Beach County Jail. He has weekend release. He's allowed 12 hours a day, 6 days a week to basically do whatever he wants under this non-prosecution agreement. The federal government grants immunity for all crimes that were under investigation of that indictment to Jeffrey Epstein and to all unindicted co-conspirators, including Ghislaine Maxwell.
Nora, how do you feel about Jeffrey Epstein being accused of being a spy, and especially for Israel?
Hello, that's what this whole thing is about. Let me break it down for you guys. This is what he would do. He would go lure these wealthy men in, bring these little girls in, which I got a lot of thoughts on, but I ain't going to talk about the girls tonight. But nevertheless, bring these girls in, I'll pay you $200, come give me a massage. And then he would get them on tape doing these things to these nasty men. And then he would blackmail them for Israel. That's what's been going on. And all of this is smoke and mirrors to distract you. Oh, it's the Epstein files. Oh, but all the while we still have homelessness. All the while we still have people that can't get insurance. All the while we still have massive debt. This is what's going on. And you guys are all useful idiots. I'm sorry. All of you hollering, what about the Epstein list? You're getting played, dude. Like, you're getting played. This is what they want you to do. You're distracted. And finally, Trump released them. So I'm curious to know, what are we going to blame Trump for now? Because he released them. He's been trying to unravel the tethering that we've been to certain places, certain industries, certain companies, certain countries. Trump has been unraveling it. That's what Trump is for. And that's why I voted for him. And nevertheless, Trump released them. So I'm curious, what are we going to blame Trump for now? His administration released them, not Biden's, not Obama didn't. And also, this guy was doing this under Obama, under Clinton, under Bush. But where's y'all smoke for them? And y'all know I call Trump out. So tonight, I'm calling everybody out that's calling Trump out over the Epstein list, saying he's on it. You could be friends with somebody, Doc, you said it. You could be friends with somebody and you don't know their life. So I don't think that Trump had anything to do with this. I really don't. But you know who did? You know who them girls named? Clinton. And we're going to get to that. That's who they named.
Well, basically, you're saying that Trump is saying that he released it, but this is what Trump actually said.
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
Enzo, so is it release? Is it a hoax? What is it?
100% a Democrat hoax. The Democrat hoax that the Democrats think Donald Trump was implicated in any form or any fashion. When you've had Brad Edwards, the victim's lawyer, state that he wasn't. You've had Virginia Robertson Guthrie in her testimony in the Maxwell versus USA case stated he's not implicated in anything. You had NBC today with multiple people on that were survivors stating that Donald Trump was not implicated in anything. You have Donald Trump himself stating that he was implicated in anything, and you have Ghislaine Maxwell. Take two out of there, you still got three other sources that says Donald Trump's not implicated in anything. But here's the thing. This is what I have a problem with, and I've been saying this from the beginning. The files are going to come out. Donald Trump's name is not going to be in there, and everyone's still going to be bitching. Oh, these are fake files. His name's not in there. We don't really care about the victims. We don't really care about anything. We just wanted to see Donald Trump's name in there. And it's pissing me off now because Congress is playing the role of the judicial branch and trying to get things released and not doing their job of passing legislation. Where's the border bill? Where's the something for the economy? Where's the fix to homelessness? This is both sides of the fence. I'm calling out Democrats and Republicans because, I mean, there's an infighting within the Republican Party right now because they don't know who they're going to pick in 28 because one side wants MAGA, one side doesn't want MAGA, so they're all going to fucking fight and figure out what the hell's going on in 28. But that's a whole nother issue. Why are they playing the courts? Give this over to the courts. Prosecute the people that we know of. Let's start at the beginning because I guarantee you're going to find somebody that's actually implicated that's going to want to cut a deal. And if Donald Trump's name is in there, they'll try to throw him under the bus to save their necks. Give it to the courts. Let them investigate it the same way that you guys investigated Donald Trump without any justification from 2020 to 2024. So what's the problem now? Let's start. Bill Clinton's the biggest one. Start there.
Well, y'all basically keep talking about Democrats, so let's see what Democrats actually have to say.
What's going on here today is the Republicans are terrified, and I think we all know why, and that is because the president doesn't want to release all the files. I mean, after promising that he would release them during the campaign, then he issued, that was in 2024, and then 2025 he says it's all a big hoax. It's perpetrated by Democrats and some stupid Republicans. That's his quote verbatim. So when you say all Republicans want this stuff released, I don't think that guy does.
That's right.
And what you're telling us that you're going to release some of the files tonight, if I heard Mr. Garcia correctly, 97% of which is already out in public. So we get 3% that's new. I don't know what it's going to say. But I just don't understand what the big deal is. Why can't the administration just release the files? You can do the investigation, but just release all the files. Trump and the people he put in charge of the FBI and the DOJ promised that they would. And it's just kind of strange that they haven't done so yet. I mean, don't you think? I mean, we just want to know, what are they trying to hide? Why is this such a difficult thing for them to do?
Mill, what's the big deal? Why are Republicans saying that it's been released when it's the exact thing that was released before? It's still stuff that hasn't been released. What's the problem?
I mean, honestly, the problem is everybody's complicit. Everybody has their hands in the cookie jar. Nobody wants to get caught. I mean, in order to be a politician in Washington, you have to be in the filth, and they're all filthy. Nobody wants it released. I can guarantee you right now, there are Democrats calling Republicans saying, hey, we're not going to release this. I'm sure there's been shady backdoor deals done saying, hey, we're not going to release this. There's no point. I mean, we're never going to get the full scope of what happened on Epstein's Island, the entire catalog of what they found, any sort of relationship he may have had with the Israeli government, because it implicates too many people. Over 85% of our elected politicians are an apex pocket. I mean, we're never going to get anything.
And people keep saying Democrats, 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 but it's a Republican that's forcing the vote on this. It's actually Massey, and this is what he said.
This issue is going away over August. I think that was the admonition of our speaker in there, was just sort of stick your head in the sand. Let the administration maybe dissipate this by dribbling some stuff out. I mean, I'm heavily paraphrasing, but I think that's his strategy, and I don't think it's going to work. I mean, people have wanted these files for years, and then the president's staff, administration, his own children, his vice president have promised that these files would come out, and now we're being told it's a hoax. It doesn't wash, and whether it's Republican, Democrat, or Independent, across all those categories, it's only like 5 or 6% who don't want the files out.
Do you think the president's at risk of losing his base over this issue?
Well, you don't lose your base over one single thing, but he's eroding his base. More importantly, if we don't take the right side of this issue, it's going to cost us votes in the midterms. People are becoming despondent, they're apathetic. Why would they go vote if they gave us the House, the Senate, and the White House, and the transparency and justice they were promised doesn't happen? Why should they vote in the midterms? And I think it could be a real problem for us. That's why it would behoove the Speaker to bring this to the floor. It would be in the best interest of this institution. Just vote this out. Give it to the Senate and let them do their thing.
Do you think the president is losing trust with members like you who want more transparency?
I wouldn't say he's lost trust. I'm sort of I would say, a different category. The president's consultants have spent $1.8 million against me, and I got a new tweet last night, or a Truth Social last night, and clearly that was because I've done this Epstein file. Like, dogs don't bark at parked cars, right? This bill is moving. this is coming to a vote. We've got enough Republican co-sponsors of the bill, twice as many as we need right now, such that when they sign it and every Democrat signs this, we're going to force a vote on it. It's not going away.
Slim, this is a Republican said it's not going away and that he wants it. And he's doing this also with other Republicans. And he's saying that this is going to affect them getting votes if this isn't worked out. So you said you're always going to stay with the Republican Party. You don't feel like this Epstein list is a problem and hurting the Republican Party?
Who was that guy?
Massey. He's a senator in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah? I want to see another video on him because he looks suspect. He looked like one of them rhinos. But that's the videos y'all like to plug up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, again, the files have been released. What's on the files is what nobody's talking about. What about the names that are on the files? The problem is you guys are going through 30,000 pages and just mad because the name that y'all want to be on the files is not on there. So the names that's on the file, y'all just want to overlook those names and then get mad when we say it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats that we hear names that's on the files. But nobody's talking about this. I don't understand that part.
If I know about something, I'm complicit in it too, right? I just think it's mind-boggling though that there's around 3,000 billionaires, right? Everybody know what everybody do. You sleep with the same women, you're part of the same fraternities, you go to the same colleges, you are part of the same club. So even if I ain't there, I know what it is. But it is very mind-boggling that to not even consider that, damn, as much as I like somebody, this is bigger than me. Y'all are all the same. To not even to like pick one superhero and be like, nah, not him. Not him. It's a system. It is a system. It's bigger than Epstein. It's an entire system. It doesn't matter if you lock these people up. The next generation of people are going to adhere to a built-in system that is very ancient. This shit is from Greece. This shit is from Rome. This shit is from ancient Babylon. They have been doing this to underage people for thousands of years. It does not matter who the president is, but to not consider, because that's my partner. Oh no, not him. Yo, it's only 3,000 billionaires. That's a high school. You can't get here just off meritocracy. You have to be let in here. So to not consider that, even if I ain't on that, I know what everybody do. We all know each other's business, man.
Right. And it would make a lot of sense if Trump wasn't trying to stop it so bad, and I'll let this guy explain it.
It's absolutely insane. The Trump White House is now threatening Republican members of Congress, warning them that they better not vote for the Epstein files discharge petition or else. Republican Thomas Massie has brought this petition, and if they get enough signers, it will force a vote to release all of the Epstein files. Check this out from reporter Cami Mondeau, White House official giving a warning shot to any Republican who signs Representative Thomas Massie, a Republican by the way's discharge petition, telling me it would, quote, be viewed as a very hostile act to the administration. Full statement, helping Thomas Massie and liberal Democrats with their attention seeking, while the DOJ is fully supporting a more comprehensive file release effort from the Oversight Committee, would be viewed as a very hostile act to the administration. In other words, you better help me and my Department of Justice cover this up or else. So they now need 218 votes for the discharge petition. Every Democrat says that they are willing to support this. Right now, only 4 Republicans say that they are, including Thomas Massie himself, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Nancy Mace. You can see here Thomas Massie wrote, "Thank you to Rep. Boebert, Rep. MTG, Rep. Nancy Mace for signing the petition and standing up for the victims. Where are the men?" Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, wrote, "Republican men standing with Trump against the Epstein victims to maintain the cover-up." Let's be real, Trump already could not look guiltier if he tried, and now the fact that he is actually threatening Republican members of Congress takes it to a whole other level. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be streaming the press conference.
So, Nora, then why is Trump threatening people if there's nothing to hide?
Okay, so I'm standing with Trump because I don't care. Epstein's dead. Maxwell's in jail. If y'all ain't going to go after Clinton, the Obamas, everybody, I don't want to hear it. When y'all are ready to set federal charges against Clinton, we can talk. When y'all are ready to set federal charges against Obama for the cover-up, we can talk. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. What about the children that are hungry every day in this country? What about the healthcare, the cuts that are being made? What about, what about things that matter? What about the fact that our border was open for the last 4 years? I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry for those girls. I'm going to pray for them every night, but I don't care. I don't care. That's the reality. There's bigger problems than going after people from 8+ years ago.
Since you don't care, let's hear from the victims.
Must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors? Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law. And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. Yes. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
So, Slim, I know basically the Republicans are tired of it. Do the survivors get to make their list? Do they get to talk about the perpetrators that put them in this situation?
They could just say what they need to say. I mean, we all talk about some files. Like, at the end of the day, I don't understand why you guys don't understand that this man was the president, right? And he ran on releasing a few files, including that. If he was implicated in any way, why would he do that? Why would he even consider that? And therefore, you guys actually had the keys to the car for 4 years, and you let the opposition that you guys hated so much win. Why didn't y'all release the file so he didn't win? And here we are talking about it now. That's the shit that kills me. So it ain't about considering shit. What it is if I'm the fucking president, I know that if I'm implicated in anything, I'm not a stupid motherfucker. You people think the man is dumb. He's not. He's far from stupid. He was the president before. He's far from that. And your boy got locked up on his watch. I don't understand why you guys forget this shit. I digress, man.
For sure. Well, I mean, basically, why it's basically coming out, a lot of the victims were upset because of, everything going on with Maxwell going to a smaller prison where they feel like it's a luxury resort. And I let the survivors speak for themselves.
President, if he could hear you right now about this, about the potential pardon, about the case, about all of this that's in the ether right now.
Would ask why he's putting so much attention on the criminals and why he seems to value them more than us.
Enzo, why is Trump valuing the criminals more, or is she wrong?
I don't think he's valuing the criminals more. I mean, she's still in jail, regardless if she's in a country club or locked down 23 hours a day. He's still in jail. Like, if he pardoned her, I'd have a problem with that, 100%. The fact of the matter is, he's not catering to it. This is just political theater. That's all this is. If we really cared, both sides of the fence, we would go after the names we've had for years. Keep saying it until fucking finally somebody does something about it in government. This is just, like, I'm sorry, like, I think it's just disrespectful to the victims, what they're doing. Like, yeah, you have some victims. You have what? There was like 10 in the video, and then what, another 12, 13 that showed up at the Capitol today? So let's say like 25 victims out of 1,000. Wasn't at least a couple of them went missing, unalived, right? Like you're muddying the name of the people that don't want to come forward. How do we know how they feel about this? Because they're touting around this Epstein list to take down Trump, but not actually get justice for the ones who actually did something. That's what's really pissing me off. We care so much about the victims, but nobody's doing anything. We're not starting anywhere. We're like, okay, give me all of the files and then we will do something. Why? We have the breadcrumbs already. Keep following the breadcrumbs to get to the fucking loaf at this point. You'll get the big fish. You'll get the real the real perpetrators. Start it.
Well, what the MAGA people wanted to see is what this girl had to say about Bill Clinton, so I'll just play the clip.
I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry. A person I trusted, someone I thought was a friend, invited me to meet a powerful woman who could help advance my career. That woman happened to be Ghislaine Maxwell. I was asked to give her a massage, though I had almost no experience, and when I did, she praised me and promised introductions to someone enormously powerful, someone who could change the course of my life, and that man was Jeffrey Epstein. At first, I was an excited young woman on top of the world. Epstein flew me to his private island. He listened to my dreams, promised to help, but his promises came with a catch. The abuse began. He told me to keep it secret. He manipulated me with quid pro quo I did not consent to, but I felt I had no one to turn to. He was too powerful. I was just one of the many young women trapped in his orbit. I was even taken on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton and other notable figures. In those moments, I realized how powerless I was. If I spoke out, who would believe me? Who would protect me? Epstein himself was the most powerful leader of our country. Epstein surrounded himself, with the most powerful leaders of our country and the world. He abused not only me, but countless others, and everyone seemed to look away. The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually. And while what I endured will haunt me forever, I live every day with PTSD. I live as a mother trying to raise my child while distrusting a world that has betrayed me. This kind of trauma never leaves you. It breaks families apart. It shapes the way we see everyone around us.
I thought she was going to say Bill Clinton, but Mia, how do you feel about her saying that Trump was like his biggest brag of the person that he bragged about, Jeffrey Epstein?
I mean, it's low-hanging fruit. I mean, Mac Miller used to rap about Donald Trump. Name one single rapper in the last 25 years that didn't name drop Donald Trump or Trump Towers or New York City or anything like that. It's wicked low-hanging fruit at this point in time. And she said that he name dropped him, but she didn't state anything else beyond that. As of right now, there is no physical evidence that ties the current president to Epstein Isle or any island or anything like that. I mean, we can dissect it, but as of right now, it's like beating a dead horse. Until we have actual literal proof, I mean, rape kits, I mean, legitimate proof that can be proven scientifically. I mean, there's nothing tying him to him. I mean, I feel bad for the victims because they deserve their time, but at the same time, nothing's ever going to come of this. I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell was always going to be moved. Her father literally produces the history books. Her sister produces programming for the DOD, the CIA, the FBI, and the DOJ. Most people don't understand how linked in this Maxwell family is, not just here in America, but in Europe. She was always going to be downgraded into like a better facility. I don't even think she had to sell out. That was always the plan. It wouldn't surprise me if some of these girls end up missing. I mean, you have that Anthony Weiner from New York, whoever viewed his laptop, all 9 of those police officers ended up dead within 10 years. I mean, we're never going to get a victims list because it's all defamation unless they can prove it. They can't say it. They can't write it down. None of those girls have the kind of money or the kind of clout to go against the men that they're even name dropping. Half of them are going to get a cease and desist from Hillary Clinton's team for mentioning Bill Clinton. It's all smoke and mirrors at this point in time. Nothing is ever going to come of this, and we might as well just let it go. Like they could, I mean, I can't even believe they dropped Bill Clinton. I mean, the Clinton Foundation has disappeared like 60 people. The fact that they're even feeling secure enough to drop Bill Clinton's name is crazy to me. But that's a cease and desist happening. I'm sure they were served probably tomorrow morning. They'll get served for that. It's stupid. We're never going to get anything. Those girls are not powerful enough to go against the system, unfortunately. And they're never going to get the justice they deserve.
Well, you talked about her being able to go to a better facility, but this is what a victim brother had to say about her not being in a max prison.
We fought for every survivor who was silenced, doubted, or discarded. And she never backed down, even when the world tried to break her. Today we rally not only in her memory, but in solidarity with every survivor. We are here to say, we see you, we believe you, and we will not stop until justice is served. Because justice is not selective. It does not and must not bend to money, influence, or titles. We are here because every survivor deserves more than a headline. They deserve more than a single conviction. They deserve the full weight of the law behind them. Our demands are clear. Elaine Maxwell must remain in a maximum security prison for the rest of her life. No leniency, no deals, no special treatment. The Epstein documents must be unsealed. Every name, every detail, no more secrets, no more protection for those who preyed on the vulnerable. And finally, we demand full accountability from every enabler, every accomplice, every person in power who turned a blind eye. The justice system was not designed to serve the powerful. It was meant to protect the people. And it's time it started doing just that.
See, that's why Democrats are constantly disenfranchised with the justice system. It was never set up for the people. It was always set up to protect the elites and the 1%. Why do you think they have the best, why are they convicted the least? Why do they get away with everything? The Justice Department was never set up to be for the people, by the people, of the people. I mean, that's why people are constantly disappointed. You need to adjust your expectations.
So
and I'm blown away. I'm blown away by like the powerlessness of the conversations. Okay, so are you talking about the most powerful people in the world? Yes or no? Okay, then why, if you're talking about the most powerful people in the world, I'm just saying they never talk about committing acts of violence to the most powerful people in the world. That's how you make your demands. Like, look, check it out. Hollywood, all these industries, we're not asking you for nothing. We are telling you this stops. All your behavior stops. We don't like the way it's going, and it's or else thing. But the tears, like you're gonna cry powerful people into prison. You're gonna cry the most powerful people in the world into a submissive position. Like that's weak. These people violating you and doing something to you, and your reply back to them is tears, thoughts, and prayers. Like, come on, man, that's a joke. If you're really serious, applying pressure on these most powerful people in the world, then it's or else thing. And we will go to the fullest extent, even though you got more everything, more media, more guns, more everything. We don't care. It's up with us. But that's not how the public sounds, though. So none of this matters unless you are willing to apply the same type of pressure or make an attempt to, or else all that right there, that's just people watching stuff in the beauty salon, crying and passing sympathy back to each other. Nah, man, that's not how it works.
Doc, do you feel like the victim should have been contacted before she was moved from a max security prison to a more relaxed prison?
Nah, that's really none of the victims. I mean, it's not really none of the victim's business. Usually, maybe on release, I would see that being more of a victim thing, to contact the victims. But usually that goes on like whatever level of danger they feel like you are is what they put you at in prison. But my problem is a lot of the victims are saying like, yeah, I was abused. Why they don't come out and just like I mean, they got the ball in their court. Why don't just come out and say it like it is? Like she says, yeah, I was taking on the trip with Bill Clinton. Why she ain't say, yo, Bill Clinton asked for some box and I ain't want to give him none? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she doesn't want to end up like
keep it funky though. You already on TV. You already on TV putting yourself out there. When you saying stuff like, yeah, I was abused, that's so like
right. Go all the way.
That's
Go
a wide,
way.
that's a wide
Shut
speculation
up.
of what certain people think is abuse. Like, yo, say, yo, Bill asked me for some box, drop that neck, and I was like, nah, Bill, I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? And they threatened to throw me out the plane or something. You feel me? Like, from what they saying, everybody's saying like, oh, these people are so powerful, and I mean, it's just a lot. I guess a lot of people just afraid to, you know, a lot of people to get down on their knees and be afraid to die. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. That's just, you know.
Doesn't it feel like a little bit of pandering? Because you're right. They're not really saying specifics or anything. They're just stating very plainly insinuation. I would say plain insinuation. I rode the airplane with Bill Clinton to the island, insinuating that something potentially could have happened, alluding to it, but actually never saying, hey, this is what happened to me. This is my victim impact statement, and reading it for everybody to see.
Well, they aren't just picking Trump out of the blue. And this case, and I want to say Trump was accused, but he was never convicted. But this case is getting a big spotlight because of everything that's going on.
Basically had with me, and I was screaming. I never had before. It was my first time.
That's Katie Johnson, a pseudonym for the woman who claimed in 2016 that Trump her when she was just 13 years old at Epstein's Manhattan residence in 1994. When she was set to speak to reporters about one of her lawsuits against the men, she abruptly backed out, citing multiple threats.
She has decided that she's too afraid.
Then she dropped the case entirely. Now the horrifying details of the anonymous woman's claims are resurfacing after Trump's refusal to release the Epstein files despite spending years promising he would. It's caused suspicion even from MAGA. In lawsuits, Johnson alleged she was recruited under false pretenses to Epstein's parties and forced to be a That's when she says Trump forcibly her as she pleaded for him to stop. She even claimed that he threatened to kill her and her family if she ever told anyone what he and Epstein had done to her. It's important to note that none of Johnson's allegations have been proven in court, and her identity has remained anonymous, making her claims hard to prove. But they're worth investigating, given the numerous credible essay accusations against Trump, his public comments about young women and girls, and his close relationship with Epstein from the late 80s through the early 2000s. The two did have a falling out in 2004, but it wasn't about Epstein's illegal conduct. It was over a Palm Beach mansion bidding war. If anything has become clear in the years following Epstein's death, it's that the powerful can get away with almost anything in the US. The criminal justice system doesn't protect victims. It protects those with power time and time again. Not a single person involved with Epstein is currently in prison for their crimes against children, except for Ghislaine Maxwell. This isn't left versus right, it's up versus down, and we know what side Trump is on.
So Nora, Trump was accused, but he was never convicted. So does him being accused, does that any sign of guilt?
Well, Bill Clinton was caught getting his dick sucked in the White House, and he was never convicted either. So I don't care. Like, this is what you guys are not getting. These people have been doing inappropriate things. You know how old Monica Lewinsky was at the time? She was a baby. She was 22 years old. Where's that smoke? Where's that energy? No, we don't have that. If you mention the Clintons' name, you will get blocked. You will get banned. Oh, and to answer your question, the reason why these girls don't want to come out is they don't want to get unalived. The main one that was being pranced around, we're being told that she committed suicide. She was hit by a bus and she did that to herself. It's bullshit. I don't believe it. And if I was those girls, I would shut my mouth. I would put my head down. I would go in therapy. I would get counseling. I would probably try to exploit and blackmail these people to give me money so I can at least live a comfortable life. I would be using my resources to get paid to shut up and be off living a comfortable life, because at the end of the day, they got sucked in by money anyway. So what's the difference? This is the other thing. Somebody said it, and I'm about to say a very harsh thing, but the whole story sounds crazy. Someone said that they want you to come and give them a massage. I'm sorry. It's all bullshit. The only people I feel bad for are little children, little girls, anyone under the age of 18. Everybody else, I don't care. I'm sorry that happened. They're victims, yes, but to what extent do we hold people accountable? And also, to what extent do we hold Clintons accountable? To what extent do we hold our favorite celebrities accountable? Instead, what do? Oh, it was Trump. Trump was on the list. And again, I hold Trump accountable. Y'all saw I dragged Trump. I said, I think he's lying about his health. But in this situation, this is all smoke and mirrors. It's a distraction. Sorry, it really is. The only thing I care about is what country was having Epstein do this, who was putting him up to it. Everything else, I don't care about.
Well, a lot of people care about the victims, and this documentary actually went viral because of this is how people found out about Epstein Island.
Distinctly remember him smiling and enjoying the fact that he was doing this. He asked me to take my clothes off. I was trembling. I was so scared. He began to touch me. It quickly turned into an assault.
I was so young. Ghislaine woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." And Ghislaine said, "He's coming back to the house, and I want you to do for him what you do for Epstein."
Epstein walked out and said, "Oh, no, she's not here for you." And he said, "Come with me." And he escorted him into another office, and I was like, who's in there? And when he said, "Oh, I thought she was 16, I thought, is there a 16-year-old in there? There's hundreds of us that were preyed upon.
Jeffrey thought that we were disposable, and he threw us all away. And look who's still standing.
Slim, not to put you on the spot, but when you and Nora, y'all were quick to say, did he go to jail? Did he go to jail? What's the big difference with Trump?
Wait, I never said, did he go to jail? I said that was a bullshit case. Did I not, Slim? Remember?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. There's videos of me standing out in front of the courthouse. I said it was a bullshit case.
Go ahead.
Like I said, they don't have no case on my boy. I ain't hear nothing about Trump's name in that clip. That was all about that piece of shit that we know about. And again, you know, it's just another hoax on my boy, man, because at the end of the day, I just know so many people are praying for his downfall in any type of way, all the way down to him being unalive, which is sad. So that's why I'm rooting for him. And don't forget, he's also the same guy that put out a campaign for child trafficking in his first term and basically started finding a lot of children. But the media won't bring up that. I got a lot of videos. So next time, Gray, we should play those clips.
I'm under the mind, though, of Ken, though. Like, yeah. I won't say that Trump is on the Epstein list. Like, I don't want to go that far. But I think for there to be such a small group of people, not saying they know exactly what's going on, but you don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them people probably knew something about some of this stuff and mind their business because there was so much money involved, so much fame, notoriety, and they had so much at stake. I mean, it's a small club. It ain't no way you ain't hearing nothing.
Deviancy and proclivities is the initiation. So even you might not share that deviancy with somebody, but you all share them. It's the rite of passage. It's just not, I'm a great businessman. You're a great businessman. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is, I know a little bit about you. You know a little bit about me. Yours is a little left. Mine's a little right. But we're part of the same thing, same club. And I'll say this too. The public does not care about these victims, because if the public cared about the victims, then the public would take their money away from Hollywood. The public would take their money away from sports. The public would take their money away from entertainment. No, it's just a salacious story while people keep the same entertainment. Thanksgiving is going to come up. Are the public going to boycott? No. Christmas is going to come up. Is the public going to boycott? No. The 4th of July, Miami's cracking. Texas, Houston is cracking. Atlanta is cracking. If the public really cared about the victims, you would look at the people that are in the industries that are supposedly on the list and turn your back on those industries until you feel like what you consider justice is served. But they don't give a damn about these people, because if you do, your behavior would change. And everybody's behavior is pretty much staying the same. So they don't care about these girls.
And I think it's worth mentioning that all of these allegations and all of these court cases and whatnot outside of Ghislaine, they're all civil. They're all civil. Even the young woman whose story we just heard, hers was civil. Everything is civil, which means they have no proof. The burden of proof is so loose in civil court. It's like heresy. Civil court shouldn't even be a thing. It's
That's
like
not
the
true.
witch trial.
They're not all civil, because Ghislaine Maxwell wouldn't have been convicted. There was a legal like prosecution or criminal
Right. And I
prosecution.
said with the exception of her, all of the other ones are civil. So like the ones against Trump obviously are civil. Everything is civil. So that there's no real burden of proof there. You don't really have to bring anything with civil court. You could just say, I talked to my therapist, and your therapist can write whatever they want, sign off on it. And it's that's not proof to me. I want rape kits. I want video footage. I want audio footage. I want fingerprints. I want a dress with only one semen sample. I want science. If you can't provide science, it did not happen. And that's the problem. That's why 99% of the public does not feel bad for those girls, and they don't care, is because none of those girls have come forward with real scientific proof, irrefutable proof. DNA is irrefutable. Every single person's DNA is unique to each other. Our fingerprints are all unique. Our toe prints are all unique. And none of those people brought any actual real proof. And that's why most people don't care about them. And that's why this is all smoke and mirrors, because they really don't have an actual criminal case to stand on.
Well, Cassie case with Diddy started off civil. We saw how that turned out. But
she was forced. The feds forced her, though. She was forced. The feds told her she had to do that. She didn't actually want to do that. She was forced by the feds. So in her defense, it's not like she was complicit. The feds basically told her, you have to do this or else. And when the feds tell you while you're pregnant, if you have to do this or else, you're going to do what the feds do, because she wants to live a quiet life. She was forced by the federal government to testify. She didn't willingly do that. She had no choice, or she could go to jail.
Well, the Republicans want a video, so I'm going to play a video for them.
I've learned in my 2.5 years that it is impossible to put yourself in the head of the Republican majority and the leaders of the Republican Party. They continue to come up with different ways of caving to Donald Trump, of doing whatever he wants. Mike Johnson shut down Congress a week early because he didn't even want to deal with these Epstein files. But the fact of the matter is this is a cover-up. This is a massive cover-up. They're not just stonewalling. They're trying to do it through charades and sleight of hand, so to speak. But they are covering something up. This Donald Trump was hot to trot, and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino were leading the charge to release the Epstein files. Now, all of a sudden, they don't want them released. They are trying to hide something. And by releasing these documents, most of which have been released before, others will not have any relevant information. My suspicion is that the Oversight Committee is colluding with the Department of Justice. If you look at a resolution, an alternative resolution they're going to present this week, it does not call for the witness statements. It gives all sorts of, goes through many different sections, types of information that should be released.
I'm just messing with you guys.
How is that for the Republic? All of the chat, W chat.
I gotta say, watching Speaker Johnson try to walk this tightrope where he's like, I know what the base wants. I know what the MAGA base wants. They want this to keep going. They want more answers, and then trying to also, protect his guy Donald Trump. Just watching him try to strike this balance here is really, because Donald Trump doesn't want the information released. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want to
protect him. Protect him from what?
Donald Trump wants this to go away. But the MAGA base does not.
I just want to know what you think he needs to be protected from.
From this information coming out.
What information?
From the information from DOJ.
About what, though? What would he need protection from?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I want you to go ahead and make the allegation in front of the American people here.
Okay. The bottom line is Donald Trump would like for this not to be.
You don't have the guts to do it.
He would like for the Epstein drama to not be in the news every single day, which is why he's deflecting by putting the National Guard in different cities and trying to get in fights with governors and mayors across the country, when the bottom line is this is what the MAGA base wants. Speaker Johnson can adjourn Congress, way too early than they should have been adjourned to try to avoid this. But now they're coming back and they have to face, this challenging fracture within the MAGA base that we've seen happen over the course of the last few months.
There's no fracture in the Republican Party over this. And I don't know what they're going to do.
Does anybody know Alex Reed? Is that somebody's friend? In the comments.
That's my friend. That's my new friend. He has my back tonight. He has the Republicans' back. He's calling you out. Tell
Oh,
us.
no, Alex.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alex, that was for you. That was Scott Jennings. He's a Republican, and she basically refused to say that Trump was guilty. But go ahead, Enzo.
Oh, I just think this whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit. I mean, to the last clip that you played, them talking about the whole Katie Johnson case. Sorry, straight up, chick didn't even know what the hell she was talking about with that case because that was thrown out of 2 different courts for procedural reasons and lack of evidence. Then they cited that she was threatened, but they found no credible evidence to even investigate that whatsoever. That video that was played has been debunked more ways to Sunday than I can count. It is literally one of the fakest videos of all time. And to this day, even the lawyers in that case, because they never got any information from a single person, they got secondhand information within that case to the point where some of the lawyers were even questioning if Katie Johnson, the pseudonym for Jane Doe in that case, is even a real person. So just a bunch of bullshit. I have Epstein fatigue at this fucking point. Like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing Epstein. I say it all the time. Who the fuck is Epstein? Like, I'm so done hearing about this guy when nothing is going to happen to anybody, regardless whatever name comes out. Like I said, if y'all want justice, start at the beginning. If you're not going to start at the beginning, then respectfully shut the fuck up and move on with your life. We got bigger issues in America to deal with than this stuff.
Let me give the Republicans their clip. I'm going to use the one that Enzo sent because I don't want to seem like I'm one-sided.
You have to ask, and I know, and it's just something that I think we're compelled to at this moment, with the attention on President Trump, with these questions around a pardon. Did anybody see or hear of the president himself doing anything inappropriate as it related to Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
Are you guys happy now? You guys got your clip? Nobody ever said that, that Trump actually did anything. Slim, I see you celebrate. So nobody ever said he did it. But Epstein had over 1,000 victims. So I know you guys saying this. I agree with you guys. Any criminal case, I wouldn't want a person to say they did it in real life, whether they did it. A public figure, I don't really care because it's like you're a public figure, it's automatically going to happen.
I don't know, man. I'm going to say it like this. Scott Jennings be cooking y'all Democrats. I'm going to say that right now. I love Scott Jennings. CNN and Republicans don't really mix. So next time you play those clips, be careful. The second thing I want to say is that was like 12 seconds of the clip you played, bro. Like, you don't be showing us no love. You like, here you go. We gonna give you a little taste. I'm not trying to be one-sided, but here you go. We get a little sprinkle of this. That shit like 8 seconds of a clip. We don't get no love, but it's cool, man.
Listen, it's up to you guys to figure out stuff. Even if I gave y'all a Republican right now, it's still not gonna help you guys. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking down, so it's nothing I can find to help you guys with your case. If I could have,
his algorithm.
We don't need help.
Algorithm slip.
We don't need
That's
help.
what it
The
is.
Democrats are failing. What do you mean they're help? You guys are barely holding on. They're negative money. No people signing up. We don't need help. It's okay.
So do you agree that Marjorie Taylor Greene is like one of the faces of like MAGA? Because to me, when I think about MAGA, I think about her, Matt Gaetz, and Trump. So you don't feel like she's like a big MAGA person?
I don't feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene is MAGA. Honestly, I feel like when it comes to Republicans, I really feel like she's conservative. She breaks with MAGA all the time and she stands on 10 toes constantly. She's not backed by AIPAC or any sort of Israeli money at all. I think her and Massey might be one of the only real conservatives we have in Congress right now. That is 100%. Money is only coming from Americans. She's not bought by foreigners. She has no problem breaking with her party and standing on 10 toes. She don't care. She'll give interviews with her opinion. She doesn't care. And that's what I like about her. She breaks with the Republican MAGA party all the time. So I feel like she's probably the only real conservative, her and Massey.
Well, I feel like the Republicans tired of talking about this, so I'll play a little piece of what she said, and then I'll play I'm gonna play what she said first.
This is my 5th year in Congress, and this is the largest press conference that I've seen since I've been here. And this is because this is an issue that matters so much to Americans. This is an issue that doesn't have political boundaries. It's an issue that Republicans and Democrats should never fight about. As a matter of fact, it's such an important issue that it should bring us all together. It's grieved me to watch the arguments and debates take place among my colleagues and even the administration. I think this is something that was worth fighting for. You see, the women behind me.
So she said that, and I want to show this last clip before we do the final thoughts, because this is a left-wing thing that happened that I actually didn't agree with.
After you. Come on. After you. After you. Hello.
We're here with the folks to see the Congresswoman.
Yeah. She's not available right now. I'm so sorry about
Is she in?
You guys can contact their office at a different time if you guys would like a meeting with the Congresswoman.
Well, can we leave word for her?
Sure, you guys can pass along the comment.
Yeah, we would like to make sure that she knows that we need to get Donald Trump impeached and out of office. Okay. My name is Carlos Alvarez Arantes. I'm the founder of American Opposition. I'm sure you've seen the protests on the streets and the Tesla boycott and all of that. We were one of the organizations that started that. This is Jessica Denson with the removal commission.
Okay. So I'm going to have to ask you to stop recording. This is a private office.
Yes, and we're here to see the Congresswoman.
You're not residents of our district and you haven't requested
Yes, well, we're here requesting a meeting.
Well, again, your group is still recording. If you continue to record,
Well,
we're going to have to contact the Capitol Police.
Okay.
No problem. Yep.
Do you know when she's like we can get her or be
No, I don't.
Okay. I mean, we're here. We have a legitimate concern.
Where are you from?
I'm the founder of American Opposition.
So basically, Don Lemon and a bunch of people stormed this guy's office asking for Trump's impeachment. But see, I can say, hey, I don't agree that they did that to storming somebody's office the same way I don't agree with them sending soldiers in the street. So I can be on both sides if it makes sense. But great show, guys. I know for the right, this was a tough time. I know y'all tired of it, but it was the #1 trending thing. So let's go ahead and get to the final thoughts. Doc, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I guess I want to reiterate that billionaire club is a very small group, whether that's Democrats or Republicans. I think all of those dudes are taking advantage of the country. I think all of those dudes have been involved in that sort of activity. And I think all of those people are protecting each other regardless of political affiliation or alliances. And we got to figure out as a people what we want to do about that to change that situation. And glad to see everybody made it. Shout out to everybody in the chat and have a good night.
For sure. Slim?
Yeah, man, great show once again. I just want to tell everybody, man, we got a long ride ahead of us. We got like another 3 years of what's going to happen. I believe in the president. I know it's going to be a lot of hate no matter what. As long as you're trying to do something positive, there's always going to be hate. So don't let them steal your shine. And it's okay for people not to like you. That's fine. Don't get emotional about that shit. Keep on moving. Keep getting your money. Keep taking care of your family. So with that being said, 85 Slim on all platforms. Peace.
For sure. Let me do my promotion. If you're watching right now, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell to know when we go live. Mia, what's your final thoughts?
So my final thoughts, first and foremost, definitely do follow the new party and also follow us. You can find me mostly on TikTok and X at It's Mia Not Maya. Also here on YouTube, It's Mia Not Maya. And we do this Monday through Thursday. So definitely please do subscribe. Please do follow us, especially if you're interested. A lot of us have other content outside of Jeffrey Epstein. And to address some of the comments, I feel like I'm taking a page out of Kamal's. I I think we need to stop perpetuating a race war and start understanding that it's a class war. It is always going to be us versus them. It is always going to be the 1% elites versus the 99% of us. So stop bringing up race and start bringing up class, because it is always going to be a class war. I'll end with that.
Ken, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, my final thoughts is I always thought it was power to the people. So whatever political issues that the people have, if you're not willing to apply pressure back to the people that you have a problem with, it's no use of talking. Like, thoughts and prayers don't take people out of power, right? Thoughts and prayers don't hold governments accountable. Thoughts and prayers don't get billionaires to move, right? What does get billionaires to move is your potential to commit violence, if you're really on that, right? But if you can't do that, the best thing you can do is change your behavior. So it doesn't matter crying about these institutions. The NFL season start next week. Everybody's going to be glued in. Then right after that, NBA, then the World Series. So the public has kept their consumption for the same systems that they're complaining and blaming about that are unjust. You have to be willing to suffer to hold these people accountable. And if you're not, then just let them do what they do.
Enzo.
So this was a great episode. No, I'm tired of the Mr. E talk, Mr. E talk. It's just been, I guess I got E fatigue at this point. Nothing is gonna happen. No one's gonna get charged with anything. Don't know why. Everybody just wants the smoking gun of Donald Trump to start investigating. Sorry, Dems, this is why your guys' polls are in the shit. Your representatives, your city mayors, this is why you guys are polling the worst you've ever been, because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug ass face on every single day, stating, you guys lost. You're never going to get the files you want. Trump's never going to be arrested for quote unquote being a P3 idiot. You live in the world of delulu and speculation when it comes. Come back to reality. Maybe stop being woke and become awake.
For sure. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the cast. I would say basically to people, definitely don't let politics come in between you and other people. Like, you guys can probably get to the same page. You probably all actually want the same thing. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Florida vaccine mandate is no longer in effect. So that means you can go to school, you can go do a sport or whatever, be around people, and you don't have to get a vaccine. So that'll be tomorrow. Nora will be hosting that. Like we always said, a new party, always vote. Have a good